This is a breakthrough initiative and one of the most important announcements that I can even imagine being making. We are launching Hispanic Star Children's Books, a series that I'm proud to be co-authoring with a number of other authors, Latino authors, that are going to bring role models for our children, that are going to allow for that 77% of Latinos that are not aware of their own contributions to go down, because we're going to go straight into the formative years in bringing children something that they don't have, little bios that allow them to understand of our heroes in sports, in mining, in business, in music. And I'm very proud to be partnering with Macmillan, one of the most important publishing houses that are going to be authoring and publishing these books. The dream is to have every Latino kid to be able to have in their hands this little series of children's books. So I am counting on everyone to be able to get excited about this idea, buy, distribute, promote, so that we can have every one of our children having in their hands heroes through our Hispanic Star children's books. With that, I would like to introduce my colleagues from Macmillan, John and Marielle. And here I'm going to pass on the baton with an incredible sentiment of gratitude for you, John Jagged, President Director of Macmillan Publishing House, for allowing for this children's book series to be born, and tell us more about it. Why is this important? How did this conversation started? And what is the series book?
Absolutely. And Claudia, thank you so much for having us. We could not be more excited to be part of this announcement. It's about a year ago that we met for the first time with this concept of coming up with a book built around Hispanic stars and middle grade series featuring icons from the Hispanic and Latin American community. And it was an absolute win from the beginning, from the passion that you had when you first pitched the idea to the notion of teaming you with celebrated collaborators who can bring these books to life and get books in the hands of kids so they can see role models. They could see people that exemplify the wonderful heritage that the Latinx community has in general, but also in the impact it's had in the United States. So it's like, yes, sign me up. How do we do these books? We started talking some more. The idea came. We have 6 books to start. The first ones are coming out next September 6th. We have Celia Cruz and Roberto Clemente. These are gonna be great opportunities to have kids. What we talk about a lot, and you and I have talked about this, Claudia, is it's windows and mirrors. Kids need to have mirrors so they can see themselves in the books that they read, but they're also windows in for other communities to come in and help celebrate what's been going on with the Latin American and Hispanic stars that we have in our history. So we're going to start with those 2 books. There'll be 2 books every season after that. So about every 3 or 4 months, there'll be two more books. And we really think this is going to be a great opportunity to celebrate the Latino culture in our world. And also, more importantly, we know that the single most important thing for having kids succeed in life is having access to books at an early age. So with this series, we're going to enable that to happen. Kids are going to see books and want to read them about heroes that look like them, that tell part of the history, and also the history of America as well. And that's why we're so excited about it. So there's one thing to publish the books. There's another to make sure that they get read and that we promote them. And Marielle runs marketing for us here in Macmillan Children's Publishing Group. She's going to tell you a little bit about how we're going to do that.
Hi, everyone. I'm so proud to be here as a Latina and a Latina who's been at Macmillan for 15 years. I've seen the growth and evolution of our culture on America, and it brings me tremendous pride and joy to be able to work on these books to bring them into kids' lives and into the material that they're working with and reading with at schools and in their homes. And in order to do that, it's super important that my team and I work extra hard to bridge the gaps and meet these influencers and educators where they are. So the crux of our campaign is really implementing what Claudia and John spoke about, the importance of kids reading early. So we want to make sure that we're working with librarians, educators, teachers, gatekeepers, even influencers, the unification of Latinos across all different areas of corporations and business so that they can understand that we need to do this together. In marketing, my role is to make impactful messages, but really to find my audiences. It's no mistake that the Hispanic culture is now mainstream in the United States. And these two books, Sports and Music, Roberto Clemente and Celia Cruz, are perfect avenues to reach our children because it's where we're most influential. And then also the authors that we're bringing in to support these books are stars in their own right, and they will help us on their platforms promote our message. We will work directly with teachers and educators. We have an incredible network that we've spent decades building, and we're going to tap into those resources. And now with social media more powerful than ever, we have to work with influencers who can be the people who spread that message and make the books inclusive for
And
all.
Marielle, I want you to actually, and I do want to recognize how incredible your leadership, John, is to, like I remember 1 year ago, I came to you and said, 77% of our community does not know of our own contributions to the country. And that is a tragedy because then we don't feel that we're contributors. We don't see ourselves, particularly because the connotations of Latinos in the media and else are so different to our reality. We're stars. We're positive contributors. We need to know how much we've been, making this country beautiful. America's made of stars, and Hispanics are one of them. And we really need to educate ourselves. And I see you, and I'm so grateful for Macmillan's leadership in taking this series of books, creating these bios. And I want to make sure that we together, here, leaders, Latino leaders together, corporations, individuals, influencers, media, social media, you take this incredible opportunity that we have from Macmillan to make sure that every Latino kid in this country has one of those series of books so that we can be inspiring them from young age.
Completely agree with what you said, but most importantly, let's do this together. Let's be unified in this. We have an opportunity here to really create impactful change and lasting change.
John, Marielle, thank you so very much for this exciting breakthrough idea. 2022, here we come.
Thank you, Claudia.
Gracias, Claudia.
That was great. And remember, September 6th is the date of publishing the first 2 Hispanic Star children's books with Roberto Clemente and Celia Cruz. And afterwards, every quarter, the 2 next books. Let's all hold hands so that every one of our Latino children can have heroes in their hands by reading about themselves so that if they can see it, they can be it. Thank you so much.